Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Back again on a Sunday night for the Blazing Pedals TRJkarting.com Arca series. We're here for the Rockingham 232. Joining me, as always, is Terry the Taffy Man Foster. How you doing tonight, Terry?
Doing good, Sam. Doing good. Glad to be here in Rockingham tonight. Got 24, 25 drivers out on track. Put down some practice laps. Looking at some good times up there. We're ready to get this thing underway.
Yeah, we got, looks to be about 23, 25 drivers out here for Rockingham this evening. Terry, I believe you wanted to talk to somebody before we got qualifying going. Who'd you want to bring up this evening?
Yep, good, Sam. I'd like to get Shermanator, the driver to number 3, bring him in for a second.
Find him here for you.
Way down at the bottom.
You got him.
Corey, Sam, and Terry, got us?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Hey, buddy. The only reason I brought you in is I want to try to give you a little bit of a shout out for Savage Edge here at savageedge.com, of course, where they'll put your name on anything other than a shot glass from what I'm hearing. So, Corey, talk about your company for a second there, but we'll let you get back down there on the track.
Well, me and Amanda started it. Well, I started it by myself, and Amanda came on. But yeah, we make t-shirts, apparel, vinyl graphics, edge pint glasses and stuff like that too, sublimination stuff. We pretty much came, embroidery too for hats, so pretty much got it all. So yeah, we can put your name on anything, as the tagline goes.
Other than a shot glass, is that right?
I told him I could throw a sticker on it.
Well, again, I wanted to give you a big shout out. I mean, you've done a lot for just Sam and I here just in this short little time. And through the last couple seasons, you've done a lot of stuff for all the drivers. So anybody out there listening, you want an awesome product, hit up savageedge.com. He'll put your name, the logo, whatever the heck you have to put out there on a shirt, a hat, whatever. I know hats are a little hard to come by right now, so they said. But
yeah.
Hit Corey and Amanda up, man. And I tell you right now, I'm sitting here with an awesome TSP t-shirt right behind me in my closet. I got some pretty cool shirts that I've gotten from Corey and Amanda in the past. So, Corey, I appreciate.
Check the Savage Edge store. You can buy yourself a TSP shirt. You know, they came on as a sponsor. I got them on the deck lid, so decided to sell their t-shirts for them. So go to savageedge.com/store, and there's right at the top, True Sim Productions, the race day t-shirt.
Yeah, one thing, help this local guy out. I mean, he runs his business out of his garage. They work their butts off for us, I know. So hit them up, savageedge.com. Check out all their good stuff. Corey, thanks for being here with us tonight, and I wish you luck tonight, buddy.
Thanks a lot. You guys have a great broadcast.
Thanks.
That was driver the number 3, Corey Sherman. And as Terry said, yeah, definitely go check out his website. Go check out his business. They make great stuff. Terry, we've got a few things from them, and I have to say I'm not disappointed.
Yeah, me either, Sam. Like I said, I got my TSP on the night. I just happened to look over to my left. I got, most people know I am on the TNA Motorsports team. We have a bunch of team shirts and hats, and Corey does an awesome job. He does a lot of stuff for like the fire department up around his area. A lot of stuff for schools and also like baseball teams and stuff. So, Corey and Amanda does a wonderful job.
So I see a bunch of people out in chat tonight. They're getting their picks in, Terry, and I see, looks like Josh is going with Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Looks like we got someone going for the Dutchman. And Corey Rutherford says he's picking Ty Morosco. Terry, who's your pick tonight?
I am going with Mr. Brian Dees. He's been hunting this. He's the number 17. He's been hunting this win all season, Sam, and just cannot find it. So my pick tonight is a 17.
All right. Well, tonight I have to go with the number 55, Paul Ellison. He was looking good in practice. I was talking with him a little bit while they were doing that 3 p.m. practice, and he looked smooth out there. So, Paul Ellison, you got my pick tonight.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Get your picks in there. Put it up there in chat if you're listening to us live, and let us know. I also seen something with Paul Ellison with Josh Rutherford. He also picked Ellison as an underdog tonight, so got a couple out there.
I'll tell you real quick, I want to go ahead and get the wheel spin out of the way. We got to do a short track wheel tonight, by the way. 61. Yep. 61's going to be the competition caution. If caution comes out before that, ladies and gentlemen, that competition will that caution will no longer happen, but it will be on lap 61. And with that out of the way, Terry, what do you say we start pre-race ceremonies?
Let's do it, buddy.
Well, first things first, we gotta go ahead and bring driver the number 18, Jason Powell, up into the booth for tonight's invocation. Jason, it's all yours, man.
Thank you, Lord, for giving us another opportunity tonight to come together and have fun with one another. And we thank you, Lord, for another opportunity to lift you up tonight. We have a special prayer request tonight for the Paul Ellison family. We ask you, Lord, to comfort them in a time of need and a time of sorrow. We ask you, Lord, to strengthen them and guide them, Lord, through their troubled times. And we thank you for all that you do for us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Driver the number 18, Jason Powell, with tonight's invocation. Thank you again, Jason. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, if you could please rise and remove your hats for tonight's national anthem, done as always by Joshua Rutherford.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Back live. Thank you, Joshua Rutherford, for tonight's national anthem. As always, everybody, if you could go check out Mullet Music Productions on YouTube. Give Josh a subscription. It's free. Helps him out. We appreciate him giving us music and providing the national anthem for us. But tonight we were talking about picks, Terry, and we all got our picks in, it seems like. A couple more people are bringing their picks in. I want to pull the points up because I did put a poll up in the chat this evening. And then the question is, does a driver on the playoff bubble win and make it in tonight? So let's talk about who's actually on the playoff bubble as of right now. Looks like you got, because we know Brad Lawson's in with a win, right?
Correct.
But looks like Kyle Wellman and Amanda Sherman are the two that we're looking at to try and make it in.
Yeah, for the most part, we talked to them last week. They pretty much talked to Kyle, and he said that he had to be patient and get around the track. Well, we seen what happened to him last week. Amanda didn't do horrible last week, so they both kind of stayed there. But Jason Powell's another one. He has to kind of watch what he's going to do, Sam.
So the playoffs are definitely going to start heating up here. We got 2 races left in the regular season. Looks like as of right now, Dalton Kilroe's probably going to clinch the regular season championship. But things could change if Derek continues on his hot streak. Remember, he's won 2 races in a row. But we got to keep an eye on Amanda Sherman and Kyle Wellman on who's going to actually make that last position in the playoffs.
Now I'm kind of looking at the times, even though it's just practice right now. Amanda Sherman is sitting in 11th. Wellman's sitting in 13th. So, I mean, these guys are pretty close tonight.
I was talking to Amanda a little bit before the race. She said she got a new wheel and pedal setup, so she's still getting used to that. So it could play a little factor in how she races tonight, but I think she got it figured out. She messed with it a little bit today in practice, and as you said, Terry, she's sitting 11th on the board right now in practice, so we're going to have to see what she can pull off in the race.
Yeah, and again, I mentioned Jason's name. I'm trying to find where Jason's sitting. You seen? Oh, there he is, 6th
place, yeah.
So yeah, he's. I mean, these guys that need to be in are up there, Sam.
As we wrap up practice here for Blazing Pedals, we're going to go ahead and head into qualifying. The Michael Falk Racing Designs qualifying. Drivers are going to be going for that MFRD front row award. Terry, who do you think might get the pole tonight? We saw it. Mark Arthur was up there in first during practice, but we've seen different things happen in qualifying. You got an idea who you think might be on the front row?
I am seriously thinking about the driver of the 24, Chris Carroll. Even though his practice wasn't as good as he probably wanted to be, but I can see Chris Carroll being up in that #1 spot this week.
Yeah, you know, we've actually seen him kind of jump up into the pole position a couple of times here in the past couple of weeks. As you said, Terry, he's not really shown his cards in practice. He brings it out in qualifying, so we'll keep an eye on him. Right now, looking at the 41 of Dalton Kilroe, he's taking the green flag for his qualifying run. He's going to go down into turns 1 and 2. A high-banked Rockingham Motor Speedway. And Terry, a lot of drivers were saying that the setup feels good. I talked to a bunch of guys before the race today. They said the setup feels good, but something that they got to look out for is coming off of turn 2 and how the wall meets the straightaway in the corner there. They said if the car pushes tight, everybody's going to be pushing into the wall right there.
Yeah, I think it's the way this track is designed. You definitely got to watch going out to the wall, or you may be getting some right side scrapes, let's say, on that thing. As Chris Carroll does top the leaderboard.
Yeah, he went fastest with a 24.39. Dalton Kilroe just finished his lap up. 24.47 for the number 41. Tanner Mars out there. He just finished his qualifying run. He ran a 24.58. Taylor Butcher-Benjamin was a little late in practice, but still managed to pull off 4th so far with a 24.61.
I don't know what everybody's waiting on, but I want you to look at 12th spot right now, Sam.
12th spot is the 46th Fred Thompson. He just got bumped down to 13th. Mark Arthur just ran 5th fastest right there with a 24.62.
Still got Tom Roscoe, John Perkins trying to make their initial lap.
Mark Arthur's coming off turn 4 right here across the line to finish his qualifying run. Top of the board, 24.36 for the number 12, Mark Arthur.
That still gives a handful of drivers out there to maybe beat Mark that 24.36.
Got John Perkins coming across the line. He's finishing his qualifying run. So far, he's 7th. Manages to go 4th quickest with that lap of 24.58. Brad Lawson, Terry, we actually haven't seen him for a little bit, so we have to say congratulations on him. He just had a child. Just put it 6th fastest on the board with a 24.60.
Yeah, right now all I see is Rick Thompson, Trevor Harmon, 76 and a 29 are on track.
Tom Morosco is coming out of turn number 4 right now, finishing his qualifying run. looks like he's not going to improve. He's going to stay 8th quickest, and that's kind of surprising. He was 2nd quickest in practice, but only managing to get 8th place for the number 1.
Up to 10th spots at 76. Rick Thompson, Derek Paulson in that number 6. He's out there right now trying to lay some laps time down.
Rick Thompson on the bottom side of the racetrack coming out of turn 4 here to finish his qualifying run. Oh, he went 4th fastest. That was a good time there. 24.57 awesome. For the number 76 of Rick Thompson.
Awesome job, Rick.
Looks like Trevor Harmon just crossed the line, finished his qualifying run. It was good enough for 14th with a 24.78.
Whoa, last week's winner, he jumped up there to 4th place. Derek Paulson in that 6.
Yeah, he just ran a 24.49, and he's on his 2nd lap right here, so we're going to keep an eye on him.
I mean, we don't get very many three-peats here at Blazing Pedals, but it's very possible the way Derek's running.
Doesn't look like he's going to improve there, Terry. Looks like the 2nd lap was a little bit quicker. He ran a 24.67 on his 2nd lap. So 4th quickest for Derek Paulson with 24.49.
Driver's still got just shy of 5 minutes. So still got a handful out there that has not taken a lap yet. I don't know if they're waiting for some cloud cover or that's just where they want to start here at the Rock.
Yeah, we know tonight's definitely going to be a challenge. Couple of guys might go out, but you got the weather here on the right-hand side of your screen. Temperature's 80 degrees, look like a track temp of 103. So I don't see the track getting much cooler right now if you want to go set a qualifying time.
No, and we're going to be in daylight all day. And the track is, what you say, 103.
103.
That's went up 4 degrees since these guys started practicing.
It actually just went up a degree as we're looking at the weather right now. The track temp just went up to 104. So, yeah, if you wanted to get a good qualifying run in, it looks like you kind of missed your opportunity with the track temp going up. And with 4 minutes left on the clock, it looks like Mark Arthur and Chris Carroll are going to be your MFRD Front Row Award winners here at Rockingham.
Well, Sam, I don't know if Rockingham has the starting block, I guess you want to call it, where the guys come out of four. And yeah, restart zones. Thank you. I cannot remember that. But I don't think Rockingham has that.
I'm actually not sure. Maybe if you want to go find out from them if we're doing that tonight, if they have it. I think you're right. I don't think they have it.
Yeah, so, let me run around and find out.
If you haven't yet, you can let the drivers know when their competition caution is. Remember, it was lap 61.
10-4.
Want to thank every single one of you joining us here tonight for the Blazing Pedals TRJkarting.com Arca series. Be sure to go check out TRJkarting.com. Tim's got a lot of great stuff for all your karting and sim racing needs. Check out TRJkarting.com. And as we said before, check out Mullet Music Productions and CRJ Graphics, or excuse me, on Facebook, and MFRD, Michael Falk Racing Designs.
Well, Sam, I went down and talked to Mark Arthur. Rockingham does not have a restart zone. So what's going to happen is it's going to be old school on the leader. Everything's on the leader now.
Okay, so there you go. So the first start, even everything's going to be on the leader.
Well, I think the first start's always the way it has been. I think we always went green flag, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the way the rule works with the new restart zone is the very initial start is on the green flag, and then everything else is on the leader inside the restart box. So, but it seems like we're going old school Blazing Pedals rules where it's just always on the leader for this race because there is no restart zone. So good to know. We can keep an eye on that.
I'm listening to Mark right now, trying to lay down some of the rules. Something that Blazing Pedals, they've been kind of lacking on, I guess, is one of the rules of drivers coming down pit road. on the left side of pit lane. Starting this week, tonight, the drivers have to stay to the right 3 to 4 or 5 boxes before their pit box before they're allowed to turn in. If they are caught, they will get penalized. Now, it will not be for the race. It'll be for next race, whatever race they're in with this next race. They will be penalized as a drive-through. And I'm telling you what, Sam, next race on the 11th, we go to Talladega. You don't want to drive through on a Talladega race.
And definitely do not miss Talladega, ladies and gentlemen, because it is the final race to get into the championship run. So you do not want to miss Talladega. It's going to be a great race. We're going to be talking about it for the next couple of weeks because I believe we're off next week, Terry, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, correct. We are off. And one special thing about Talladega, I will be on vacation. We have one Mr. Chris Legoo. He will be in here with Sam on the 11th at Talladega.
That he will, and we're excited for that. So it's not only going to be a broadcast throwback, but it's going to be a playoff race, the last regular season race. So might have a first-time winner, especially with it being at a plate track. So definitely tune in. That's going to be 2 weeks from now. Remember, we are off next week for Blazing Pedals, ladies and gentlemen, but we will be returning the following week at Talladega. We hope to see you guys there for sure.
And, Sam, you're talking about, Talladega, anybody can win. We both know that. I've been thinking about that today here at Rockingham also. One good wreck, and, buddy, you're messed up. And you can throw this away pretty quick, and the guy in last place can win.
Well, what do you say we start getting through that grid tonight?
Let's do it.
All right. As we said, your front row award goes to the number 12 of Mark Arthur and to his outside Chris Carroll in the number 24. Starting in third position is going to be the number 41 of Dalton Kilrow with Derek Paulson in the number 6 to his outside. Brian Dees in the number 17 is going to be starting in fifth with Rick Thompson starting in his outside in sixth. John Perkins going to be starting in seventh with Tanner Mars starting in eighth. Brad Lawson is going to be starting in ninth position with Taylor Butcher Benjamin starting in 10th. Ty Morosco in that number 1 is going to be starting in 11th with Joe Alberico in the number 83 starting in 12th. Good qualifying run for Joe there. Starting in 13th is going to be Corey Rutherford in the number 5 to his outside. The lone Dutchman, Philip Van Vliet in the number 89. Joshua Rutherford in that number 64 is going to be starting in 15th with Trevor Harmon in the number 29 to his outside. Take it, Terry.
Andy Polisky in that 32, starting 17th, 18th, Case Campbell in that 73. Starting 19th, Kyle Wellman. He talked about him about being on the bubble in that 42. And 20th is 46, Fred Thompson. Starting 21st is 18th, Jason Powell. Paul Ellsman in that 55, starting 22nd, Bruce Pearson starting 26th. Greg Moore, 27th, Corey Sherman, 23rd. The number 8, Amanda Sherman, starting 24th. And starting last there, Chris Legoo in that 71, starting 25th.
So there's your starting lineup for tonight's race at Rockingham. 240 laps. 232 miles. It's going to be a wild one tonight. I'm excited. I hope you all are.
Pace car brings him around the track here at a whopping 50 mile an hour.
So remember, old school rules in effect here tonight because of no restart zone. So Mark Arthur will be able to go as soon as the pace car has all 4 tires off of the racing surface. So we're keeping an eye on him. Pace car is off. Green flag is in the air here at Rockingham. And as to be expected, Mark Arthur has a great start there. Dalton Kilrow looking to the inside of Chris Carroll here going down in turns 1 and 2. He's going to get that position and give second place to Dalton Kilrow coming out of turn 2. Chris Carroll falls back to third with Derek Paulson back there in fourth.
And back here in fifth place in that 17 car, Brian Dees trying to get up there to that 6th car of Derek Paulson. Tanner Marr working back there on the number 1. Man, he is working hard on that number 1 of Ty Morosco. As the 5 works his way underneath the 10 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin.
Yeah, looks like Tanner's going to get some room here, a little bit of a breathing room, you could say, but Taylor Butcher Benjamin still under pressure from the number 5 of Corey Rutherford. I talked to Corey a little bit before the race. He was doing a lot of practice, him and his whole team were, so I'd like to see them at least all get a top 10 here tonight.
I'm still trying to work my cameras. I forgot this is a short track, so I'm getting everything adjusted here a little bit more.
It's all right. Back up to the front. Mark Arthur maintains the race lead here for the first couple of laps. We're 3 laps in here, going on lap 4. Dalton Kilrow in tow in second place. Chris Carroll still running third.
Looking back at 15th, 42. Kyle Wellman looking all over the back end of that 89 of the lone Dutchman, Philip Van Fleet in that 89. As he looks underneath that second thought, I'll stay right back there behind the 89.
We got to keep an eye on that 42, and the other one we got to watch is the number 8 of Amanda Sherman. Those two are the ones that are basically racing each other to try and point their way into the playoffs. So looks like Kyle's just kind of trying to ride around and just get as many positions as he can. He's up 4 from the start of the race so far, sitting in 15th.
Watching the 8 car of Amanda Sherman. She has nobody around her right now. The closest car in front of her is the 71 teammate, Chris Legue.
Let's go back up to the front of the field here. Mark Arthur hasn't really pulled too much on Dalton. He's got about a half a second lead right now on second place. And then it's about a 4/10 gap back to Chris Carroll. But Chris Carroll is under fire from the number 6, Derek Paulson. Derek looking for a 3-peat here tonight at Rockingham.
Also being under fire right now is 29 at Trevor Harmon with 18 Jason Powell looking to his inside as we come down the front stretch and start to go into turn 1. Harmon goes really wide as Powell just hangs on the bottom there.
Right in front of them, you saw Kyle Wellman get a little loose coming off turn 2. We talked about that a little bit in the pre-race. We know that that's going to be a tough spot for these drivers. Jason Powell makes the pass clean there on Trevor Harmon. So give 16th place to the number 18 of Jason Powell.
And up in front of him, 32, Andy Poliski. Working on the 5, Corey Rutherford, and just in front of Corey is his brother, Joshua.
It looks like we got about a 4 or 5 car pack right here. It looks like Taylor's leading them right now. And then there's a little bit of a gap up to Rick Thompson, who's trying to work his way around the 63 of Brad Lawson right now. Brad Lawson, he's sitting in 7th position right now, having a great run so far.
I was kind of looking at Tanner Marr back there in that 4 car. Taylor Butcher Benjamin is just cruising. And it don't look like he's doing nothing radical. The 4 is trying everything to get back up there and get that spot back.
So from what I was hearing tonight, from talking to some of the drivers before the race, I do want to point out that we do have a fuel window of about 40 to 45 laps. And that these drivers are going to have to double stint tires at least one time tonight. Remember, they get 4 sets of tires in the pits and 1 when they start the race. So that's 5 sets total.
Sam, I don't know if you got a blanket in there with you, but the one I'm looking at right now could fit over the 24, the 6, and 17. These guys are kind of running nose to tail. And 6 and 17, both of them trying to work on Chris Carroll in that 24.
As you say that, it looks like the teammates are going to start battling right here. D's looking to the inside of Paulson. Thinks better of it going down into turn 1. And not far behind them is actually Ty Morosco in that number 1, sitting in 6th. He's kind of riding all by himself right now.
Tom Roscoe is one of them other ones that would probably like to win this season. He has not gotten one, and I'm trying to pull up his points.
Oh, man. Terry, I noticed the number 33 of John Perkins. He's got the leaders catching up to him really quickly. He has no front end on that race car. We got to see if we can't get a replay and see what happened to him. Looks like he's
So,
in the pits right here.
He is coming down pit lane. So, Sam, something I saw about the lap 2, the way I had my camera, they all went past somebody pretty quick, and I didn't realize it was John Perkins. So it had been about a lap 2, somewhere around there, I would imagine.
Oh, he got real loose. Yeah, he got real loose going into turn 3 and tried catching it, and then just came down to the inside of the racetrack and hit the inside retaining wall. That's what ripped the front bumper off. And it looks like as he brought it back down pit road, trying to get the damage fixed on that thing. On lap 15, 14 laps in the books. Mark Arthur still your race leader. Dalton Kilrow back to about a second gap now behind Mark.
Still watching the 33 of Perkins. I'm going to give him another couple of seconds, and I may run down and see if I can get a word with this pit crew.
Well, we're almost 20 laps in. Let's go ahead and do a little through the field. We're going to start with Mark Arthur. He's led every lap so far here tonight. Lap 17, 16 laps down. Dalton Kilrow, he's running in second place. And he got the 24, Chris Carroll. He's running in third. Brian Dees sitting back there in fourth place. Sorry about the pictures, ladies and gentlemen. Just give them a second to update themselves.
Well, Sam, I got to talk to the driver, the 33 of John Perkins. So at the beginning of the race, he hit the wrong button, which threw him into the pits. So he really, he wanted to start the car, and he hit the wrong button. When he finally got it fired up and got it taken off, he did get a little squirrely and end up in the wall. And he's having some other issues at the moment, so he's not even sure if he's going to be able to get back out there.
Unfortunate night there for the number 33. Definitely not the run you want to have. With only a couple races left, too, you want to try and get as many points as you can going into the playoffs. So we're looking at Rick Thompson here running in the 7th position. Taylor Butcher Benjamin right behind him.
They work on the 46 of Fred Thompson.
Fred Thompson going a lap down. Looks like Fred is the first car one lap down as everybody tries to make his way around him as we're watching the Taylor Butcher Benjamin, the number 10 car.
Brad Lawson just worked his way around the 46 car of Fred Thompson. I think Tanner Marr, Tanner Marr would be the next car coming down the front stretch right behind that 46. Tell you what, man, these guys are getting them stretched out pretty good tonight at 18 underneath the 89. Oh, a little closer on that 89. 18 and the 89 kind of battling out.
Yeah, Jason Powell going to the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to get around. He looks like he might try and clear him here. He does, coming off of turn number 4. 14th, Jason Powell.
Van Fleet says, buddy, I don't think I like that. I'm going to stay right here like glue, bud.
I want to point out that the number 42, Kyle Wellman, dropped back down to 16th place. And Amanda Sherman, the two drivers we're looking at who are on the bubble for the playoffs here, she's back running in 22nd.
I kind of watched Kyle come off in turn 2 that last round, and he had that thing just a little bit more squirrely than he wanted to be.
These cars are definitely a handful. We know that Rockingham is going to eat tires fairly quickly too, so I plan to see a lot of drivers starting to get loose here, especially about halfway through a fuel run right now. Remember your fuel run is 40 to 45 laps, so it's going to be all about saving tires tonight.
Watching the 3-car, Corey Sherman, he is up 5 spots, just got around the 55 of Ellison, which is up 3 spots. One thing I want to say about Ellison real quick, and I'll get you back to racing as these guys are working on it here in a couple of days. They will be having the anniversary of his nephew's death. We heard Jason mention it at the beginning of the race. So Our thoughts and prayers go out to you, Paul, and your family over your nephew Leighton. Three works underneath the 29 at Trevor Harmon, bringing the 55 along with him.
Yeah, he's going to clear him right there, too. So Corey Sherman working his way up into P17 right now. He's up 6 spots from where he started. Did he qualify, Terry?
He did not.
So a little strategy maybe being played here by the number 3, Corey Sherman. He's got a new paint scheme, too. Him and Amanda both.
Yeah, like Corey said, that deck lid says TSP all over that thing, man, and we appreciate Corey for throwing our name out there.
Absolutely. But while these drivers are getting a little spaced out, we only got a few laps left before green flag pit stop, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, green flag pit stop. Stick around. We're back live here on True Sim Productions. We got a yellow flag here on the Speedway. Sorry to cut that commercial short, but we got to get a replay here. Looks like maybe the 46 of Fred Thompson might have been involved with that one. Let's go ahead and back her up and see what we got here. So coming out of turn 2. Oh, yeah, it looks like him and the 71 get into it. Looks like this.
Well, Sam, that was quick, man. Race control, that would be on the lap car. The car of the 71 of Chris Legou. He taking that penalty.
And honestly, you know what, Terry, as we're looking at it here live, good call for him, because he definitely slid up there from what we're seeing on the broadcast. I always hate to put blame on somebody, but yeah, Chris came up a little bit there, got himself hooked around off the nose of Fred, and unfortunately sent him around. But good on him, takes the penalty, and we're going to keep rolling on as these drivers bringing it all down pit side, Terry.
Hell, as you said it earlier, we know that this track will eat up tires. Going to be interesting to see how many of them take 4 fresh.
We're looking at the exit of pit road right now. We're going to see who comes out first. Who might take fuel only? Looks like Mark Arthur fuel only coming out first. Oh, Dalton Kilrow beats Chris Carroll out, it looks like. Your race off pit road.
And Dalton Kilrow, he got into server kind of late today, so I don't know how many laps he's actually got to practice today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, remember now that we've had a caution, that lap number 61 caution is now null and void. So there will be no caution on lap 61. So does this change driver strategy now? I would assume it does.
Well, as I'm looking at everything, nobody took tires.
Yeah, I'm looking at my timing and scoring, we got fuel the whole way down the board. Except for Chris Legou. He was in there for 23 seconds, I would assume, getting a little bit of damage fixed. Looks pretty good, too. Doesn't look like he was hurt too much. That 71 machine's still rolling out there.
Yeah, one good thing about this track, yeah, they're running about 150, 160 maybe. But going into the turns, they're not all that fast. So, yeah, I don't think you're going to tear up a car just like you possibly could at your Charlottes and Talladegas, Daytonas.
So, caution flag number 1 here at Rockingham. Just had pit stops, everybody taking fuel only. Actually, I said Dalton Kilroe beat Chris Carroll out of pit road, but Terry, 41 looks like he's dropping to the back. Maybe a speeding penalty.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem is.
It looked like he came out of pit road pretty quick. He might have just went a couple of mile an hour over that, and race control didn't like that. So Dalton Kilroe going to be getting an EOL. Tail end of the longest line for that 41 speeding in pit road.
That's a tough break for that 41 too.
So all these drivers last pit on lap 32. I'd look for these, if they go green here, to pit next time. What do you say about lap 73-ish, somewhere around there? We're going to see green flag pit stops. But
If we can keep this thing green, Sam, I wouldn't see why not.
right now, pace car lights are off. Field in the hands of the number 12 of Mark Arthur. As soon as that pace car is all 4 tires off, Mark can go. He fires off. Green flag back in the air here at Rockingham. Another great start for Mark Arthur, but another good start was the 17 of Brian Dees. He's going to look to the inside of Chris Carroll here, going down in turns 1 and 2.
Back here in 7th place, somebody we don't get to talk about a whole lot, Brad Lawson in that 63. Looking to the outside of the one of Ty Morosco's. He's got the 76 actually kind of helping him too.
So something we got to pay attention to here, Terry, is who's going to be making moves right now. Who saved tires on that last run? And right now I got my eye on the 32 and Andy Poliski. He's looking to the inside of Jason Powell here. But as I was saying, who saved their tires pretty well that last run to maybe try and gain some positions here on this restart.
As you say, Poliski's name, I had to look back and behind him. 42 of Wellman was on a tear trying to get up to him. And I think he just settled down a little bit.
And also behind him, up to 13th position, at number 3, Corey Sherman.
As the 4 of Tanner Marr is working his way underneath the 76 of Rick Thompson, squeezing up on him just a little bit.
Yeah, we got a few cars under a blanket right here, Terry. It's the 4 of Tanner Marr and the 76 of Rick Thompson are side by side going out into turn 1. Tanner's going to try and clear him here. He does. Give 8th place to Tanner Marr.
Tanner can now work on that 63 of Brad Lawson as the 32 is working underneath Jason Powell in that 18 car.
Yeah, we got a pretty good battle going on right here. Tanner looking to the inside of Brad right now.
They do realize
he's
this.
going to get there. He almost slides up into the 63 as the 76 almost gets to the... the 76 of Rick Thompson. He gets turned. We got another caution out on the speedway. The 76 of Rick Thompson. We barely caught it there. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get a replay on that. We're watching the 76 in the middle of your screen, ladies and gentlemen, going down into 1 and 2. Almost gets into the back bumper of Tanner right there. Coming off of the corner. Oh, yeah, he just comes up in front of the 18. Maybe expecting he was going to be clear, but kind of slides up in front of that 18 and turns himself around down to the inside wall. Doesn't look like he made hard contact, though. Looks like that 76 machine's going to be all right. So 40 laps in. Remember, the fuel window is 40 to 45. So will we see drivers come down pit road? It doesn't look like it. Looks like everybody's electing to stay out on the racetrack.
And Sam out of race control. Be car driven by Mr. Thompson. That's 76. He took the blame for that, so Mr. Thompson will be getting in the EOL.
So there you have it. Center of your screen, number 76 EOL caused caution. End of the longest line for the number 76. And nobody brought it down pit side, Terry. Actually, I see a couple there in the back. We have the 76 with Rick Thompson. He goes down pit road, but also the 5 and the 64 are the Rutherford brothers.
You know what? It might be a smart move out of Rick Thompson. He's already got the EOL. Why not come down pit lane and just fill that thing up? I mean, they've only ran just a few laps there, but still, why not just get some fuel?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great strategy move. And while these drivers are under caution, we're going to go ahead and finish off that commercial break we started a little bit ago. So we'll be right back. Stick with us.
Shut up and sit down.
Back live here on True Sim Productions. Fields doubled back up. We're about to go back green flag racing.
Sam, we've got 44 laps on these tires. Nobody's taken tires yet. We've got to let them cool down a little bit, so that might be a plus for these guys on the restart here.
Yeah, it looks like we got a little bit of cloud coverage too. Might cool the racetrack down a little bit. Pace car is off. Green flag back out here at Rockingham. Once again, a great start from Mark Arthur. And actually, that inside line looks like it's having a really good restart as well. Brian D's looking to the inside of Chris Carroll once again in turn 1 and 2.
And behind Carroll is the 6 of Paulson. Looks like he was trying to maybe work underneath him going into 1 back there. As the 10 is following the 6 there.
Yeah, Brian D's managed to work his way around the 24. Chris Carroll there through 3 and 4. Derek Paulson looking to the inside here, not going to make the move. Taylor Butcher Benjamin finds himself up in the 5th position with Ty Morosco sitting in 6th. Tanner Marr back there in 7th, but we got a good battle right here between Wellman, Brad Lawson, and Jason Powell back here.
Yeah, I was just going to mention Kyle Wellman started 19th, up there in 8th place. Maybe he got his head on straight this week, Sam, and realized that if he doesn't do something, he's going to be out of the chase here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Terry, he's up 11 positions right now. He's sitting in 8th. He's having a really, really good run tonight. If he can manage to stay in that top 10, might secure him his spot in the playoffs here tonight.
A little bit further back behind Jason Powell, we have Andy Poliskin at 32 with 63 at Lawson, Jason Powell, and Andy Polisky. And behind them, we got Corey Sherman in that number 3. And Trevor Harmon kind of looking at the back end of that 3, maybe trying to figure out how to get around him.
Looks like Trevor's running the high side of the racetrack there in 3 and 4. Might be, yeah, he's going to bring it down low off the corner. Going to have a great run on the back bumper of the 3. Looks to the inside going down the front straightaway. That's a good move by the number 29. He's going to go down in turn 1. Not sure if he's going to be able to clear him. Corey's going to have the momentum now coming out of 2. Trevor make that pass work, though. Good move on Trevor. Puts him up in the 12th spot.
Polisky has got that 32 on fire. Just a lap ago, he got probably 5 car lengths behind the 18 of Jason Powell. Then it's all of a sudden he is right on the back door of Jason Powell. As Jason Powell's right behind the 63, looking to the inside of the 63, trying to get something to work here to get around him getting that spot.
Yeah, he's got a good run going down the back straightaway here, going down into turns 3 and 4. They're going to be side by side. Lawson to the top side of the racetrack, but Jason's going to clear him. Jason Powell up to 9th.
See what Polisky does here in 1. He's looking at the inside, going underneath 63.
Ooh,
Oh, a
almost
little bit of contact.
Yeah, almost a little bit of contact there. Yeah, Polisky sent it in pretty hard there in 1 and 2. He's going to slot back in, try to get a run here and go at him again.
Oh, he didn't like the bottom side back here, Sam. I guess he's going to try the top side now.
Now, we saw this work for the 29 and Trevor Harmon, and as you can see, it's going to work for the 32. He's got a run going down the front straightaway. They're entering really high and pulling the race car down through the center of the corner, which is allowing them to straighten out the exit of that corner and get a run coming off.
And the guys behind him, 29, Trevor Harmon and Corey Sherman, both watching this race unfold and unfold in front of them. Probably kind of enjoying it so they can catch up these guys. As we also got the 55 Paul Ellison running behind Corey Sherman. Those two guys are running single file while we got the 2 of Polisky and 63 of Lawson.
I mean, they are battling hard here, too. Every time one gets a run, the other one gets a run, and they're still side by side. And look at that, Trevor Harmon, he goes to the top side of the racetrack, but he's not going to be able to pull it down with a car underneath of him. But he still gets that momentum on the high side, gets to the outside of the 32 of Polisky.
And the one that got a little bit of a speed pill a little bit ago, 41 of Dalton Kilbur, he is now in the mix up there as he's following Paul Ellison.
I mean, we got some great racing going on back here.
Yes, we do. As back up front, I know Mark is almost a second up there in front of Chris Carroll.
Yeah, Chris Carroll's still trying to run him down. It's about an 8/10 gap right now. Derek Paulson's a little bit further back, but not too much further. He's about 2.5 seconds off of race leader Mark Arthur right now. Teammate Taylor Butcher Benjamin right behind him. Looks like Brian Dees might have roasted them tires off a little bit on that restart. He found his way back to 5th position right now.
And as you said, I was just thinking the same thing about the 29 of Trevor Harmon. For some reason, he is going backwards now.
He might have pushed it just a little bit too hard, Terry, or maybe he got a little sideways. And we know once you get it a little bit sideways, you're going to spin them rear tires, you're going to heat them up, and it's going to take a few laps to cool them back down.
3 of Corey Sherman underneath the 63 of Brad Lawson, trying to gain a spot off of Lawson.
Going down to turn 1 and 2 here. Corey Sherman to the bottom side of the racetrack, Lawson to the top side, and Polisky again. Oh, they make contact. Corey Sherman down to the inside retaining wall. Not going to bring out a caution. He keeps it straight. Doesn't look like he has too much damage on that number 3.
And as he was doing that, Lawson actually went up to the high side and got into the wall on the high side.
We'll have to see if we can't get a look on the right side of Lawson's car here to see how much damage he has. But Corey Sherman, he's got a scrape on the side of it. He definitely hit it pretty good, but I don't think it's going to affect that race car too much.
All that ground that Corey made at the beginning to here and that, but he's still got plenty of time to get back up there again. Kind of back up to the front. We got Taylor Butcher Benjamin in that 10. Looking at the 6 car, trying to make a move on him as a 17 behind the 10 of Brian Dees, trying to catch up with Taylor Butcher Benjamin.
Now all Michael Falk Racing Designs teammates right here. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. The team
You know-
itself also going for a three-peat, Terry, for 3 top 3s in a row.
I was just thinking maybe the 10 and the 17 says, you know what, guys? You shined the last 2 weeks. Now it's me and Doc's turn.
Yeah, Taylor is actually, where's he sitting right now? Taylor's sitting 5th in points right now, so he's in a good spot in points, but he still wants to get that win and lock himself in, right? As you said, a couple of guys on MFRD have gotten a win. A few haven't would be Ty Morosco. You got Taylor Butcher Benjamin and Brian Dees all still looking for that race win.
Exactly. And again, I think these two guys, like I said, my pick was the 17 car, Brian Dees. He's hungry for that win. We know he can win. We've seen him do it.
Yeah, he's definitely won in Blazing Pedals plenty of times before. He's won a few times in the Xfinity Series, I believe, right?
I believe you are right, and same with Taylor Butcher Benjamin. We know he can win. We've seen him do that too.
So if we go back up to the front of the field, Mark Arthur is pretty much on a tear right now all by himself. He's led every lap so far. 62 laps in the book. We're on lap 63 right now. Chris Carroll kind of running him down though, Terry. Last time we were up here at the front of the field, it was an 8/10 gap. Now down to about a half a second.
Kind of looking around the track. I just happened to click on Amanda Sherman back here in 22nd spot, up a couple spots from her start. I think she's just riding around again tonight, Sam, just biding her time, maybe hoping everybody else wrecks out.
That's something I like to do, and I hope the fans enjoy it as well. We're going to actually go on board here with Mark Arthur for a lap around Rockingham. You can hear him really working that throttle on 1 and 2, trying to keep the car down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Same thing with 3 and 4. A lot of off throttle time, but picks it back up about the center of the corner. Brings it out of turn number 4 and across the line, and that is a lap around the rock.
Chris Carroll is actually catching that 12 car, Sam.
Yeah, like I said, the last time we were looking up at the front here, Chris Carroll got it down to about a half second. It's now down to about 2/10. So the number 24 turning it on here tonight. He's looking left, he's looking right, not sure which way he wants to go. You know, if only we could tell him, hey, Chris, you should try what Poliski and them did. Maybe enter higher and get that run out of the corner, because that worked for them every time.
Yeah, it was working great for those guys.
Not sure if he's going to have to do it, though. He keeps getting a run here coming out of turn 4. It does look like the 24 is a little bit better. They're coming up on the lap car here of Fred Thompson, though. We know Fred will give him plenty of room. But will this allow Carroll to make a move? Maybe use that lap car as a pick. That looks like Mark's going to actually use it as a pick.
I was saying, I think Mark's going to do it first. That's awesome move out of Fred Thompson, staying up high. Let the lap traffic come around him.
We're on lap 69 here, 68 laps in the books at Rockingham.
And these guys already got 37 laps basically on this fuel run, Sam.
So we're looking at a battle for the race lead here, Mark Arthur and Chris Carroll, but if we go about 5 seconds back, we got Derek Paulson. And he's running in third. He looks like he might have changed up his line a little bit there in 3 and 4. He's running the high side of the racetrack. We're going to see what he does here in turns 1 and 2. He's going to kind of he's going to kind of dime in the corner a little bit. So Derek kind of searching around that racetrack, looking for the grip, trying to run these leaders down.
Yeah, as you're watching it, I'm watching along with you here. And there he goes to the high side as Taylor Benjamin keeps it to the low side. It's just really cool how everybody's running their own kind of line, but it's working for each and every one of these guys.
Yeah, we've seen guys enter high, exit low. We see Derek running the high side there in 3 and 4. We see them diamonding 1 and 2. I mean, Rockingham is a very interesting track. It does have a lot of grooves that you can run. We see the 6 go back to the top side of the racetrack. You see Taylor, he gets a run, but he just can't quite get there enough to try and make a pass.
Yeah, he climbs right up onto the back side of that 6 car. There, right there he comes. And as soon as they exit, it looks like Derek has the faster car of the two.
Go back up to the battle for the lead here. Chris Carroll still on the back bumper of Mark Arthur, but just can't quite get around him, Terry.
No, again, it's 2 separate lines, and actually I come back behind. Whoa! I come back behind with the 18 to 4 and the 17 running. The 17 running in front of the 4 of Tanner Marr with Jason Powell at 18 following in behind him. The 4's trying to look underneath that 17. Again, 2 separate lines. It's just not working for the 4 on his line.
Jason's got a run here going down the front straightaway. He's looking to the inside of Tanner. I don't know if he's going to have enough momentum going down into 1. He doesn't. Tanner's going to push him down a little bit and keep that position.
We got a lap car up here that 12 and the 24 has got to work around. The 24 just about got around that 12 car. I think he dipped his left side tires down in that yellow line and had to back it up there a bit.
Mark Arthur with a little wiggle coming off turn 2.
I think Carroll's starting to figure out what Mark's doing and just trying to play with that to try to get around that 12 car.
So we go back a little bit further. Dalton Kilrow had a speeding penalty last caution. He's up to 9th place right now. And also my pick, Paul Ellison, out there running in 10th, having a great run. Ooh, problems for the number 4, Tanner Marr, Terry. He's really slow going down the back straightaway. Not sure if he might have gotten into the wall a little bit, but he was really slow going down the back straightaway. Lost a few positions as well.
It looks like he's a little squirrely going down that front stretch there, going into 1. That's given the 64, Joshua Rutherford, to catch up to him. He just says he's got a pit.
You know, I'm wondering if maybe Tanner ran them tires a little too hard. Maybe he has something going on. Maybe a bad vibration he's not liking in that number 4 machine. He's going to bring it down pit side. We are almost in the fuel window, though. So it might be a good call for the 4 to come down and get his first set of fresh tires. Back up to the front of the field. Side by side for the race lead. Carroll looking to the top side. He's got a run coming out of 4. Looking to the inside, going down into 1 and 2. He's got a nose there. He's at his door right now. Well, we've seen the high side work. Mark Arthur down the back straightaway keeps the position. I see right there, what I would have done is that, Chris Carroll should have ran the high side there, got the run again and tried another run. He had the position there in 1 and 2, just couldn't quite make it happen. I think if he gets enough momentum, he can get around that 12.
Sam, I just happened to catch John Perkins, driver 33, has disconnected.
So 33 electing to put it on the hauler. Maybe get that car ready for Talladega. We got 2 weeks until Talladega, so we'll see John Perkins there. Maybe he can get himself a win at Talladega.
Compton's good to see you out there, rooting for Mark as always. Well, where's Lori at now?
Oh, I'm sure they're out there.
You would think it's lap traffic, Sam, would be helping. We got a bunch of them starting to do pits here at lap 81.
Yeah, I see quite a few people on pit road, actually. I see Tanner Marr has been on pit road for about a minute and a half now, Terry.
I thought he said he might have got a flag, but I didn't see nothing pop up on his name, so I don't know.
They're still battling for the race lead. Taylor Butcher-Benjamin brings it down pit side. So does Jason Powell, Philip Van Vliet, Kyle Wellman, all these drivers. So they want to get them fresh tires. But Mark Arthur and Chris Carroll still out on the racetrack.
We see Paul Ellison in that 55 just fly by those guys. Of course, Paul's probably got fresh tires, I would imagine. He does.
Yeah, he last pit on lap 78, Terry, and had a pretty good pit stop, too. He's on pit road for a total of 47 seconds in his pit stall for 15:07. He got 4 fresh tires there and sitting in 20th right now.
Mark Arthur bringing it down pit lane as Chris Carroll takes over the lead.
So green flag pit stops happening right now. Chris Carroll takes over the race lead, and actually Joshua Rutherford finds himself up in second. He last pit on lap 41.
Yeah. Speaking of 41, that's the one I'm watching right now. Dalton Kilroy brings his 41 MFRD design right down pit lane going into his box. I'm sure he's going to get 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel.
Joshua Rutherford takes over the race lead right now. Like I said, last pit on lap 41. So I'm wondering how long he's going to manage to keep that 64 out there in the lead.
Mark Arthur took tires. He just now hit the track. Down 4 spots, running in 5th right now.
Yeah, but unfortunately right now, Terry, he's a lap down. You got Joshua Rutherford and Rick Thompson. Only 2 cars on the lead lap right now.
That caution right now would hurt a lot of these drivers.
I kind of think that's what Josh is hoping for right now. Yep, he's still keeping it out on the racetrack.
Him and Thompson both pitted at lap 41, so yeah, they ought to be hitting that pits here shortly, I would think.
Ooh, Josh almost gets in the wall right there a little bit. If I was him, I'd see Mark Arthur coming in my rearview mirror, and I'd pit before he would get to him. As I say that, he brings it down pit side. 64 coming to pit road.
And this is really going to cycle everybody around. But Rick Thompson's, I guess, still out on track.
Yeah, he's still out on track right now. That's going to give the lead over to Rick Thompson.
Well, remember, Rick had that penalty early, so he come down pit lane. He did top off his seal as he's coming in now. And once this cycles through, Mark Arthur should take over the lead again.
Yeah, so Rick Thompson brings it down pit side. We're going to keep an eye on the 12 car right now as it goes through turns 3 and 4. Coming out of turn 4, and it's going to give the race lead back over to Mark Arthur. Something I'd like to point out, I don't think this is a timing and scoring error, but Fred Thompson, he's sitting in 8th position right now.
I do not believe that is an error, Sam. And the driver, number 4, Tanner Marr, looks like he just disconnected also. Remember, he come down pit lane, 10 laps ago, thinking he had problems. So I guess the 41 is done, or I'm sorry, the 4 is done for the night. Put her on a hauler, go home, and head to Talladega next week.
Still got a camera on Fred Thompson here. He last pit on lap 42, and I'm wondering what he's going to elect to bring that number 11 down pit side. Looks like he might do it this lap. Yep, 46 brings it down pit road.
Up here watching the battle for second place, the 6, Derek Paulson and 10, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. 6 is really trying to get around that 10. Remember, a while back, the 10 was in the same position as the 6 was, trying to make his way around him.
I want to point out, Terry, that my pick is getting challenged by your pick right now. Paul Ellison and Brian Dees fighting for position.
Brian Dees, nice clean pass. He got some speed coming off of turn 2 right there. Just get up in front of 55 of Ellison.
Yeah, it looks like the Brian Dees might have a few fresher tires than Paul Ellison right now. Paul Ellison last pit on lap 78. Brian Dees last pit on lap 82. So it's probably why he was able to get around him so quick. And I know, like I said, I talked to Paul before the race, and He was doing a lot of practice. I think he's just saving his equipment right now. He found something out that he liked in practice. That's all I'm going to say. And it's kind of showing right now, sitting 5th.
Sam, something's going on with that 24, Chris Carroll. He is just going backwards.
Well, Terry, he didn't take tires.
That could be a good reason why he's going backwards as fast as he is.
Last bit on lap 84, his pit time was an 8.98. So it was fuel only for the number 24.
You think he might have forgot to maybe hit a switch?
I would assume he either forgot or maybe mistakenly hit a switch. Poor communication with the crew, maybe radio problems, we're not sure, but the 24 team did not put fresh General tires on that car.
Watching the 32, Andy Polisky just worked his way of lap traffic of Amanda Sherman, trying to run up here and catch Jason Powell in that 18 car.
Yeah, pretty much everybody I'm seeing on timing and scoring took tires that run, so I don't know, man. Chris Carroll playing a really risky strategy with that.
Oh, Chris Legge into the wall, but he kept it going straight.
Yeah, Andy Polisky had to almost go to the inside wall to try to avoid that and keep that 32 machine under control. But they keep it straight, we stay green. While everybody has cycled through green flag pit stops, we're going to go ahead and do Blazing Pedals side by side. We'll be right back.
Shut up and sit down.
We are back live. That side by side is pretty cool, man. You guys can see all of our sponsors, get to watch the race. Mark Arthur's still up in the lead, up above Derek Paulson by just a little over 4 seconds. Nothing's really changed a whole lot. Mark's up there lapping these guys like they're going backwards almost, Sam.
Yeah, it looks like we only have 13 cars on the lead lap right now. As you said, Terry, Mark Arthur, race leader, Derek Paulson we're looking at here in second. Taylor Butcher Benjamin in third, and Brian Dees in fourth.
Kind of watching, 41 getting around to 46 of Fred Thompson. Rick Thompson is running right on the back of that 41. Rick Thompson right now is showing a lap down. Maybe trying to work on him to get up there and maybe get a lap back eventually.
Yeah, he's trying to do it the hard way. I mean, right now we know it. If a caution doesn't fly, it's going to go green flag the whole way. So Rick Thompson's got to do everything he can to try and get that lap back just in case a caution doesn't come out.
He ain't going to do it if he keeps hitting the wall back here coming off the 2.
Well, I'd like to point out that Rick Thompson's also in 6th position. He won the very first race at Daytona. So he locked himself into the playoffs super early, but trying to get all the points he can, obviously. And sitting in 6th position in points, and right now 16th on the racetrack.
So my pick, Brian Dees, in that 17 car, he does have Dalton Kilroe, the 41, running up behind him as Dees is trying to work his way around lap traffic of the 24. Chris Carroll. Something really going on with that 24 car, Sam.
I would imagine he's trying to do everything he can to keep those tires underneath him for another fuel run. I mean, that's going to be 3 stints he's putting on those tires. So the fact that he has not blown a tire yet is really impressive for how hard he was trying to race to catch Mark there on that last run.
You think maybe his strategy, what he thought he could do, isn't going to pan out tonight?
Either that, Terry, or like I said, I would assume it might have been miscommunication between him and his crew chief, and maybe something went wrong there, something going on with the spotter, or I don't know. Maybe the team didn't hear they were taking 4 tires. It could be a lot of different things, but Chris Carroll just not having a good night here in Rockingham.
Right back here behind the 29 is the 5 and the 64. Brothers Rutherford trying to work their way around Trevor Harmon.
It looks like they're both going to get around him with ease. Trevor almost gets in the wall right there as Joshua looks underneath him going down the front stretch. They're all having really good runs, too. I'd like to point out that my pick, Paul Ellison, sitting there in 7th with teammate Andy Poliski right behind him. And then their 2 teammates, Corey Rutherford and Joshua Rutherford, back here in 10th and 11th. So work in progress racing, having a great night here at Rockingham.
Kind of noticed 3 Corey Sherman. He's actually up 11 spots from the start of the race, but he had a little bit of an incident earlier that put him way back here in the back, and he's slowly making his way back up towards the middle of this pack.
And he's sitting in 12th. He's definitely doing a good job trying to get back up here. Right now, it looks like he's going to be getting the banner tonight, too, Terry. Or no, actually, I'm sorry, Philip Van Fleet. Oh, big wreck going down the front straightaway. We caught it right there. No caution yet. Caution flag out on the speedway. Trevor Harmon having problems there.
And, Corey Sherman got through it. He's probably glad that he did. He's still out there running just past the pace car.
Yeah, he was lucky not to go down in the grass and lose all that traction. We're getting a replay here on that wreck. So they go down into turn 3 and 4. 29 running in the middle of the racetrack. Corey's right at the bottom side, and yeah, the 29 gets loose and just kind of overcorrects it. Corey tries to go high to avoid him, but wasn't expecting the 29 to overcorrect it up into him. Both get involved, so that's going to bring out the yellow flag here, and Terry can correct me if I'm wrong, but I would assume the 29 might own up to that one.
Yeah, Sam, you're absolutely right here on lap 118. Trevor Harmon in that 29 car did take ownership of that incident.
There you have it. From Race Control themselves, number 29, EOL, cause caution. It's going to hurt him a little bit in that number 29. Already having a rough night. It's not the car it looks like he was expecting to have, Terry. It looks like he just can't seem to keep that rear end underneath him.
Now, watching the replay, it looks like it just came around on him. Watching the 3 right now of Corey Sherman getting a little bit of work done on that big old number 3, that Savage Edge looking car.
I mean, it didn't look like he made a whole lot of contact. It might have dented in the left side of that sheet metal just a little bit as he's down and away. He was only on pit road there for about, well, he's been on pit road for about a minute, but in his pit stall for about 32 seconds. So at least he's got a full tank of fuel and a little bit of damage fixed on that race car. He's made his way back up through the field once. Let's see if he can do it again. Terry, let's go ahead and let's talk to somebody while we're sitting here. And since he has kind of a special paint scheme going on, let's talk to number 55.
Okay.
Driver, the number 55, Paul Ellison at Sam and Terry in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. I've talked to you a lot during practice. I seen the lines you're running and stuff like that. How's the car feeling tonight, man? You're doing good, sitting in 7th.
Yeah, it's feeling good. Just trying to play a little pit strategy there in short pit to gain some positions, and it worked. So we'll see how it plays out.
You think you got something for these guys tonight?
I don't know about Mark, and these MF guys are always tough too.
Well, I tell you what, man. Jason mentioned your paint scheme a little bit. Do you want to talk about it? Mention anything before we let you get back down to your team?
Yeah, it's it's for my nephew. August 31st, I lost him a year ago, so I'm just running a tribute to him.
All right, man. Well, I tell you what, we'll go ahead and put you back down with the team. Looks like you're one to go. Great looking car out there, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
That's driver, the number 55, Paul Ellison. Everybody say a prayer out there for his nephew. It's unfortunate when we lose a family member, and it's good to see that he's out here attributing him on this car tonight.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. And I don't know if you caught it, Sam, but he did sound a little choked up when he even mentioned it, you know. And
he probably wasn't expecting us to give him an interview, but you know, I wanted to. I always like to surprise the drivers, and he is running something special. So let's let him talk about it here.
Exactly. I just heard Mark out there in chat talking to these guys. Says, man, it looks like he's about ready to get raped by all these MFRD cars.
Green flag back out in the air here at Rockingham. Mark Arthur once again, great restart, but Derek Paulson actually got a good start on the outside lane. First time we've seen that outside lane get a good restart all night.
Well, Derek Paulson's been up there every time, Sam, when this 12 takes off like that. I think he's catching wise, this guy. As we got the 10 and the 41 battling back here for 3rd place. At 10:41, might want to do something quick. You got the 18 Jason Powell, 17 of Brian Dees, and 32 of Poliski back here.
Yeah, they're all side by side. Everybody's jostling for position. Poliski to the top side of the racetrack. He's trying to get that run on the high side. He's been getting all night, making it work to get around the 17 of Brian Dees. Taylor Butcher Benjamin looking to the inside of Dalton Kilrow here, going down into turns 1 and 2. Taylor to the bottom side of the racetrack, just can't seem to get that run on the bottom. Dalton's going to prevail on the high side, going down the back straightaway.
Ooh, Brian Dees down to the bottom side, just below that yellow line a little bit. He didn't care. He's got fresh tires. He's going to keep on cruising.
Looks like the 41's got some electrical issues inside that race car, Terry. He keeps disappearing there a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of caught that a few laps ago. Actually, on their pace laps, he was in and out.
The thing I'm watching right now, Terry, is the 32 and the 17, and I know Poliski, he's running the top side, and he is just dying to get around this 17 so he can go back to running that high to low line in 3 and 4 to try and get around more cars as he goes back to the top side of the racetrack in 1 and 2.
I think that was because he had,
Oh, a
way
little bit of
too much
contact
minimum.
there. Oh, great save by both drivers right there. Looks like Andy tried to run a high to low line there, and D's got a little run on the inside line, and they made a little bit of contact. That was a good save by them, though.
Brian Dees did apologize to Poliski for that.
I think that might have been a little between them. It was a little bit of racing. Poliski was, like I said, he was trying to run that line that we were talking about, and Brian just had to run through the middle of the corner, and I don't think Andy was expecting him to be there.
Back up front, we got Derek Paulson still running second place to Mark Arthur in the first. Derek just, he's not finding that groove that Mark's running. Again, it's different grooves for everybody, but cannot seem to just get to that back end of that 12 car.
I noticed if you look at Mark's line through 3 and 4, he's almost painting that yellow line, and Derek's running about half a car lane up. I'm wondering if Derek's maybe just, like you said, trying to search around and find something a little different than that 12. Try and find some speed in that number 6 machine.
Oh, we've seen that diamond work out for some of these other drivers. I think if Derek would actually try that, he may be surprised at what he can do.
Well, and the surprising thing that we're seeing is that he is running the 1 lane off the yellow line, because he was running the top side earlier in the run.
I'm just wondering. I just watched him right there. It looks like he may be coming in just a hair bit hot for that when he went into turn 1. Now he's coming into turn 3 here. Same thing. It looks like he's coming in hot and just letting it drift up a little bit.
We go back. We're looking at the number 89, the lone Dutchman, Philip Van Vliet. He's under fire from the number 5 of Corey Rutherford right now.
Right now, TNA Motorsports banner winner so far for the night.
So far, but Corey Sherman, he got that number 3 machine fixed. Pit crew managed to get them dents out. He's working on the back bumper of Brad Lawson right now, sitting in 13th, trying to get every position he can. And Chris Carroll, I guarantee he came down under that caution, which he did. Pit on lap 119 under that caution. Took 4 fresh tires, trying to get his lap back to Hardaway right now.
Yeah, Chris has got a long way to go to get back up there, to get around Mark Arthur, get that 1 lap back. Unless we get a quick caution, he'll be the first car lap down. Get that wave around.
Yeah, right now I would imagine that's what he's praying for, is another quick yellow. Corey Sherman looking to the inside of Brad Lawson here. Going to be side by side. Coming out of turn 2. Nope. Corey might clear him. It gets big loose.
Yeah, that car, he didn't know where to go with that thing.
Yeah, looks like he might be struggling with that race car. Maybe the damage affecting it a little more than he had hoped, as he's still trying to gather it up. And like we said, Terry, you get them rear tires a little hot, a little angry, it's going to take a lap or 2 to pull them back down. Go back up to about 5th position. Jason Powell running really well here tonight. He's up 16 spots, sitting in 5th. And right behind him is Andy Poliski. And again, Terry, those work in progress racing guys, they're running great. They're sitting in 6th, 8th, 9th, and 11th.
Yeah, and again, we've talked a lot about them the last couple of weeks, the MFRD guys. What, we got 6, somebody's hollering out a wreck. I'm trying to find it.
Oh, Derek Paulson just got into the 83 of Joe Alberico. How that is not a yellow, I have no idea. Yeah, comes down in front of his teammate.
Oh!
Derek Paulson. Yellow flag is out. Big wreck. We got big problems here. We got the big one here at Rockingham. They are still wrecking.
That took out some front runners right there.
Wow. I don't even know. Who do we look at for that replay? I'm not sure. We're going to have to look at Joe Alberico. I think he was the original wreck because it says he did crash here. So we're going to see what happens to Joe. Oh, wow. Joe Alberico gets into the back of the 71 coming out of turn number 4. We're going to slow it down just a little bit here. Yeah. Joe just, he gets into the back of the 71, hits him hard, turns him around. He goes down to the inside and comes back up onto the track trying to save the car. Loses it, and comes right up in front of Derek Paulson. And unfortunately, nowhere to go. Everybody trying to avoid it. Poliski involved. I mean, everybody was involved in this one. So we go back again. We got to watch Derek Paulson again, though. I got to rewind that because once Derek hit the 83, that's when a lot of problems started happening.
So, Sam, as you was watching that unfold, I was on other cars. I know the 71 apologized for something, and actually Chris has disconnected. So we don't know who that's going to be on, I guess.
Yeah, honestly, Terry, that might be one that the admins might have to look at. That caused a lot of problems there. It looked like Derek went up into he had a lot of right front damage. It looks like when he smacked the 81, it broke the left front tie rod of that race car, and he was trying to pull it down the racetrack, but it looks like it wouldn't turn. Came down in front of his teammate, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, and I mean, that was just chaos all around, unfortunately.
And Sam, this driver of the 71, he has left the server. He's also left the team chat.
Well, Derek, I ran down to the infield care center to see if we had anybody down there, and it looks like we do have somebody. I'm going to bring him in and give him a chance to say what he wants to say here. So we got the driver, the number 6, Derek Paulson, live from the infield care center. And Derek, what happened out there?
Well, I won't name numbers, but someone was about as silly as you can get in this in the race here, and decided to he just was loose coming out of the grass and decided to gun it and lost it and pretty much took out, I don't know, 6 of us or whatever. I don't understand why you would do what he did, but you know, whatever. It took out a lot of good cars, and I'm a little disappointed because I had a decent car again tonight, but yeah, that's what it is.
So what kind of damage are you looking at on that number 6 Ford Mustang?
Oh, I still got 7 minutes required and then a bunch of optional here, so I'm going to be down and out for a while.
Well, it's a shame, man. You were up there. You're having a good run. Glad to hear that you're all right, though. We'll let you get back with the team. We're getting ready to go back green.
Sounds good.
That was driver the number 6, Derek Paulson from the infield care center. Glad to hear he's all right. He hit the 83 pretty hard. Hopefully, maybe we can hear from the 83 as well. Make sure he's all right from that wreck.
So, Sam, I went to race control. Nobody wants to take over that, take ownership of that. So that's going to be the admins going to look at her later.
What was that, lap 138? You got that wrote down for him?
It's 137, 138, somewhere in there.
All right. Something I'd like to point out, though, Terry. Dutchman taking fuel only that time. He's out in the lead.
So we're sitting right at about 100 laps here, Sam. Maybe the Dutchman's thinking we won't get this in before he has to go to work.
Green flag back out in the air. Phillip fires him off. But Terry, yeah, you're right. I'd like to point out that I was talking to him a little bit before practice, or before the race, during practice, I should say. And he mentioned to me if the race can't finish by about 10:20, he won't make it. So then that's pretty much every time. I asked him, is that ongoing? And he said, yeah. So, and we're sitting at about 9:30 right now with a little under 100 laps to go. Unless he's playing strategy, I don't know if he's going to be able to make it tonight. He has to go to work.
Yeah, I hate that for Phillip. He's always out here each and every week giving us a heck of a show. Chris Carroll getting under the 63 of Brad Lawson, trying to get that lap back.
Yeah, and speaking of Brad Lawson, he's up there running in 3rd. Corey Rutherford in 4th. I mean, we have a big change up here in the top 5, Terry.
89, Phil Van Fleet. You know, I'm showing him. He got tires at lap 119, so yeah, he's just going to go backwards, I think, for a while.
Well, you say that, but he's still holding on to second. He is getting ran down, but he is still putting up a fight.
Got a lot of guys behind him trying to get some laps back, maybe after that incident, or you know what's going on. We ain't got showing but 10 guys right now on the lead lap.
Yeah, I'm looking at this battle right here because Philip Van Fleet holding up the 63 just a little bit. That's allowing Corey Rutherford to get up there too. I'm telling you right now, man, I'm telling you, these work in progress guys, they were practicing a lot. They're doing a good job out here tonight.
63 of Lawson still hanging on the back end of the lone Dutchman and had 89, trying to figure out a way to get around him as we go down the backstretch here going into 3. Lawson just stays right in line with 89. Up, coming off of turn 4, going down the front stretch. So actually, looks like Van Fleet might have been a little faster right there.
As we switched camera angles right there, Lawson coming off of turn 4, it looked like he almost touched the wall. You might have been able to slip a piece of paper in between that race car and the wall, but manages to keep it straight and keep going. Still, like Terry said, trying to run down that number 89 of Philip Van Vliet. Corey Rutherford also trying to run down the 63. And then 2 MFRD race, Michael Falk Racing Designs drivers, Ty Roscoe and Dalton Kilrow, 5th and 6th.
Back up front, Mark Arthur still leading this race by just a hair bit over a second over Van Fleet. Brad Lawson running 3rd. Corey Rutherford running 4th. Ty Roscoe running 5th. Dalton Kilrow running 6th. Taylor Butcher Benjamin running 7th. Brian Dees in 8th. Rick Thompson 9th. I'm glad to see Rick get back up here. And Kyle Wellman in 10th. That is your top 10.
And Chris Carroll, I believe, got around Mark Arthur, Terry, and he's trying to make a charge. He's back on the lead lap.
So another quick caution would help Carroll out in that 24 tremendously.
Absolutely. Something I wanted to point out that I just heard. It sounded like the 12 just clutched it going into turn 1. We're going to ride on board with him right here, see what he's doing. Mark Arthur saving fuel, Terry.
Isn't that a little early for that?
He must know something that we don't know. Remember, they can go about, 40 to 45 laps here on fuel. From what I was talking to the work in progress drivers earlier today, they were telling me that you had to make about 5 pit stops here to complete the race. So Mark may be trying to eliminate one of those. Knows something that we don't know. But the number 12, definitely saving fuel.
Sam, something I just caught. Driver of the 32, Andy Poliski, I believe, has put it on the hauler.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Andy's in the infield care center. If he's watching the
He is now.
He is now, as we say that. So we're going to have to run down there. And Terry, why don't you run down there and see if you can't talk to Andy Poliski, the driver of the number 32 in the infield care center. You got him.
Andy, you got us.
Hey, Terry, I got you.
What are you doing, buddy? You're supposed to be on track.
I got caught up in a mess there. I don't know what happened. I went down to avoid, and the car, I thought I had a clear spot, but the car came down from the inside, and I just had nowhere to go at that point, so it ran right in the back of him, completely destroyed the car, destroyed the suspension, so really can't do much, unfortunately, with that.
Now, 10-4. Mate, you's having a heck of a run out there tonight. We've seen you battling a bunch of times out there with a lot of these guys. I mean, awesome race. We go to Talladega next week. You ready to head there?
Yeah, absolutely. Had a really fast car. Was making a lot of progress up through the field. I don't know that I had anything for the leaders, but definitely had a really strong top 5, if not top 3 car, I think. Looking forward to Talladega. See if we can have some luck there.
All right, bud. We'll get you back down to your team. Maybe you can help one of them guys out tonight or something. So we'll see you at Talladega, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Driver the number 32, Andy Poliski. Unfortunately, a night ender for him. He was having a great run there too, Terry.
Yeah, he definitely was, and that's why I say, he was. Oh, look at this. Van Fleet is catching back up with Mark Arthur. That Mark is out there clutching that thing. Van Fleet has really caught back up to him.
Like I said, it's an interesting strategy being played here by the number 12. I also want to point out that Corey Sherman is catching the number 12, trying to get one of his laps back.
Corey Sherman right now showing, I believe, 2 laps down. So will teammate Van Fleet let that 3 get around him so he can run up there on Mark if Mark's going to keep clutching this thing?
I'm not sure, and this is actually going to be interesting to play out because I think if they go green, Phillip might be able to make the race. And he's sitting in a pretty good position right now to get that first TNA gold banner.
He definitely is. Speaking of which, we're going to do Shop Talk tomorrow. Sorry we didn't do it last week. Corey was really busy with his Savage Edge stuff, so we will be on tomorrow night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Come join us. We'll talk about Rockingham and probably last week's race too from Pocono.
Yeah, that's TNA Motorsports on Facebook, and Shop Talk is live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. As Terry said, they talk about what happened in the race the night prior and pretty much anything and everything. So tune in. It's a good time, and give them a like and follow. Terry, as we're looking at third place, Brad Lawson right now, he has a sponsor on that car. On the hood of it, it's SimPix, and that's also on Facebook. I want to shout that out. Brad Lawson's the driver. He does all of our racing photography for the league. He makes the flyers for the next race and everything like that. So when you go on the Blazing Pedals Facebook page and you see pictures from the last races, that's who makes them. So be sure to go give SimPix a follow on Facebook as well.
Or you can catch him before he throws them on Facebook, right in our Discord. Give us a holler, give Dalton Kilrow a holler or something. Or not Dalton Kilrow, I'm sorry. But give one of us a holler. We'll get you in our Discord, and you can see the pictures as soon as they come out.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching and you want to join the Blazing Pedals Racing League, go ahead and join the Discord. There is a link in the description below, along with every link to every sponsor we have. Be sure to go check them all out. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and along with the like, and hit that bell so you're notified whenever we go live. We also got to shout out Tanner, because Tanner has also been broadcasting some stuff live on Wednesdays and Saturday nights here on True Sim Productions. So go ahead and check out his stuff as well.
Just seen Dalton Kilrow work his way around the 63 of Brad Lawson, take over third place. Now he's got to work on that number 89 car, Phillip Van Fleet.
Yeah, Dalton Kilrow last pit on lap 140. He took fuel only along with the number 12 of Mark Arthur. But again, Mark out there managing to stay in the lead. I don't know if he's still saving fuel. Let's go back on board as we go down into turn 3 and 4. You can hear him clutching it, shutting that engine off. So Mark Arthur still saving fuel. Would like to point out that Corey Sherman did get around the race leader, so he is now currently 1 lap down, trying to race his way back around to get in the lucky dog position if there were to be a caution. Looks like the number 6, Derek Paulson, managed to bring that car back out on track.
Right now, the 55 car, Paul Ellison, he is showing being the first car a lap down. On what I'm looking at anyway. He's being battled by the 73 right now of Casey Campbell, but Casey's 25 laps down.
Green flag pit stops should be starting here momentarily, I'd say. Phillip Van Fleet still trying to race down race leader Mark Arthur. We're going to go side by side one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Shut up and sit down.
And we're back live here on True Sim Productions. Looking at the number 42, Kyle Wellman. He said he had to have a good run to try and make it into the playoffs. Sitting in 7th right now.
Yeah, right behind him, Taylor Butcher Benjamin in that 10, and Ty Morosco back here in that 1, trying to work their way around that. Ty Morosco, Derek Paulson, I don't know why I got that wrong. He showed, 42 in the wall.
Yeah, not sure what happened there. Looked like he might have got a little loose. Trying to gather that race car back up, down on the apron. He's trying to bring it down pit side.
I'm going to stay on Kyle Wellman, see what he needs to get done on this car.
We're going to go back up to the front. We're going to go back on board with Mark Arthur here. If he's still saving, or maybe he thinks he's good to go. Still saving. He's lifting at the start-finish line, Terry.
Yeah, well, that's a long coast.
Well, not only that, I'd like to point out that Captain Save Fuel himself is also saving fuel.
Yeah, right before we went to commercial break, Dalton was actually catching Mark, and now he is backed off of Mark.
So some strategies being played here.
42 got his car fixed. He's back out on track.
We're going to ride on board with the 63 of Brad Lawson, maybe listen to see if he's saving a little bit of fuel. Doesn't sound like the 63 is saving fuel. We'll go a little bit further back here. We'll check out 4th place, Corey Rutherford. Doesn't sound like he's saving fuel either, but still having a great run out here in 4th.
Well, don't look now, Corey. Chris Carroll, that 24 is right on your back door.
Looking at the high side here. Looks like he's going to make quick work of the 5. Got the high side momentum. Phil Van Fleet trying to follow him through.
We've got pit stops coming on. The 5 just called it out. Brian Dees also in the 17 just called it out too.
The 5 looks like, I'm sorry, Terry, but he looks like he really missed his corner there. Big sideways coming on pit road. Maybe something going on with that number 5. Maybe had a slight tire vibration because he almost put it in the outside wall before he brought it down pit road.
Yeah, when I was listening when he called it out, I was like, why is he on the high side if he's going down to the pits? But yeah, you might be right, Sam, about that vibration up in that front corner.
So you can hear it right there, ladies and gentlemen. The 41 lifting, clutching it, trying to save fuel here. Same with the 12 of Mark Arthur. They're basically having a racing game of who can save and who can be the fastest.
Watching Corey Rutherford starting to come back out of the pits. He did take 4 fresh generals. Maybe that fixed a little bit of that front end problem that he had as the 17 comes out right behind him.
Watch that race off pit road. Both going to merge onto the racetrack. Corey's going to have a little bit of help. He's got his brother behind him right there. Brian D's going to try everything he can here. Remember, boys, fresh tires are going to be a little greasy.
So with the Rutherford boys, you think they're only brothers up until the last lap?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Do you think that they're only brothers up until the last lap?
Oh, absolutely. Just like you're only teammates up until the last lap, right?
Absolutely. As we watch the 5 and the 17 work around the 55 Ellison and the 24 of Carroll.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what's going to happen here with the 24. We saw him trying to make a move on Corey there before Corey pit, but Carroll is obviously on a really wild strategy right now because of the whole he did not take tires for 3 stints there.
Mark Arthur and Dalton Kilroy are the only 2 cars right now showing on the lead lap. We know they've been saving fuel. They are going to still have to pit. I mean, we still got plenty of racing to go, 50 laps or so.
Well, Mark's gone quite a long way here. Oh, Dalton Kilroy up into the outside wall. He went really high up the racetrack there. He's trying to save fuel, but all these other guys on fresh tires, they're not. And I think Kyle Wellman was just trying to get position there.
That gave Jason Powell the door to get around him. Amanda Sherman is now running up behind the 41, trying to do something with that 8 tonight.
It's just having a good run right now. Terry sitting in 13th. Dalton into the outside wall.
Did it again. And right in front of Corey Sherman. Sherman's been caught up in a couple incidents tonight.
Yeah, we saw him go really low to the bottom side of the racetrack, try to avoid that 41. I think that's basically him saying, I don't want any part of any more incidents this evening.
Yeah, as he brings the 41 down pit lane. I'm going to stick on him, Sam, and see what he does to that car.
Yeah, because Mark Arthur is still out there, still leading this thing. We're going to go right in front of him, though. We had a battle there for just a split second between husband and wife, Corey Sherman and Amanda Sherman.
Seeing the jacks go underneath the 41 car, he is getting 4 fresh journals. Looks like a full tank of fuel. He is down and away as he comes across that line and starts heading out to the track.
Showing right now, Brad Lawson sitting in 3rd. Philip Van Fleet is running in 2nd. It's getting close to the time for Philip. I hope he can make it the rest of the way.
Yeah, Philip's got about 35 minutes that he can stay in this race, and I said we've got, he might be all right, Sam. We ain't got but less than 50 laps to go.
Yeah, I think he's going to be able to make it as long as we keep a green flag here for the remainder of this race. And the drivers have been doing a really great job of that. Only a few slip-ups tonight by a handful. One major one, but the rest of these guys doing a really good job out here tonight at Rockingham. Mark Arthur bringing it down pit side, Terry. If you want to keep an eye on him, I'll keep an eye on Philip Van Fleet, see what he does.
Definitely will. Watching the 12 come down. Long 45-mile-an-hour drive down this pit lane to get to that number 1 box.
So that handed the race lead over to Philip Van Vliet. As I said, Corey Sherman trying to get to the back bumper of him to get his lap back. Corey Sherman now back on the lead lap once he gets around Philip Van Vliet, I believe.
Mark Arthur did take 4 tires, full tank of fuel. He is back out on track. I'm wondering if he thinks he can make this. I don't think he can.
He's going to have to go about 45 laps, Terry. I think if he saves a little bit here on the beginning of this run, I think he'll be okay.
I would think he might be the only one, well, other than Dalton, because we know he likes to save fuel.
Yeah, those were the two we noticed they were saving fuel because Dalton wasn't catching Mark. Well, he was, and I think once he realized that Mark was saving, that Dalton went into save mode as well.
Van Fleet up there still leading the race over Brad Lawson. Well over 8 seconds.
Yeah, you see Philip Van Fleet just crossed the start-finish line. Brad Lawson just now coming out of turn 4, so that's a gap to 1 and 2 right now.
So one thing Van Fleet doesn't want is what a lot of these other guys do want, is a caution.
Yeah, caution would change everything right now, especially with how Mark Arthur has his strategy being played along with the 41 of Dalton Kilrow. Both of them pit. Dalton pit on lap 190, I'm showing, with Mark Arthur pitting on lap 193. I would assume both of them are going to try and make it the rest of the way here.
Now, sitting back in 4th place, Chris Carroll in that 24. You know, we talked about him, the strategy that he was on. Whatever it was, it's working out great for that 24 car tonight.
Yeah, it looks like he was able to bounce back from that. He's trying to get around the 5 of Corey, but not able to do it just yet as they both get around the 64 here of Joshua Richford. So right now, Dalton Kilroy is sitting in 6th place. And we'd like to think that the top 5 still have to pit one more time. Philip Van Vliet last pit on lap 167. Right behind him, Brad Lawson last pit on lap 184. So I don't believe that this top 5 can make it the rest of the way on fuel. The first driver I think might have a chance would be this 41, and then back to the number 12 of Mark Arthur. I think these two are the only two who have a chance to make it the rest of the way on fuel.
Well, then a caution would, within the window, a caution would be great for Van Fleet. He would retain the lead, maybe get in there and get some tires. Like I said, he's still got a little over 35 minutes or so for his time before he has to get out of this race. And we're sitting at lap 201 right now at 240. So this is winding down pretty quick, Sam.
Yeah, we got about 38 laps to go. Philip Van Vliet still your race leader. He just got around Rick Thompson there, put Rick a lap down. 9 drivers remaining on the lead lap right now. Last driver on the lead lap would be the 42 of Kyle Wellman. Under pressure right now from the number 3 of Corey Sherman.
Kind of looking back through the field, Derek Paulson in that 6, he had a good run early in the race. He's sitting back 23 laps down. Jason Powell had a good run there earlier, 25 laps down. Poliski, we all know he already left on the hauler heading home. Amanda Sherman, only 2 laps down, running right in the middle of the pack at 14th.
Yeah, right now it's her and Corey are 13th and 14th, so they're basically battling for position right now.
Oh, now it's showing time and scoring up there. It fixed itself. It was showing everybody was at least 2 laps down a minute ago. Well, it is. Van Fleet's so fast out there tonight that it's messing everything up.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is. I mean, he's managing the lead right now. We know he can't make it the rest of the way. Last pit on lap 167, so he is going to have to bring that number 89 machine down pit road at some point here. It's just a matter of time when he plans on doing that. He's probably gone about 40 or so laps right now. So look to see that 89 come down pit side very shortly.
Lawson has cut this lead about half already, Sam, from what I said he was at before. He's now down to just under 4 seconds behind Van Fleet.
Yeah, but we also got to keep in mind that this top 5, again, they're probably going to have to pit one more time.
Lawson's still got some laugh traffic he's got to worry about getting around before he actually gets up to Van Fleet. Oh, we got some green flags maybe going on. Trevor Harmon at 29 just called out going into the pits.
Still looking at the number 63 of Brad Lawson right now. Chris Carroll almost catching him here, trying to get, looks like, second position away from him. But real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a really quick commercial break. I have something going on with the computer I'm going to fix really fast. We'll be right back.
Shut up and sit down.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for that. I'll just tell everybody I had Steam open. Had to get that closed. So we're back. We're going to go the last 26 laps. No commercials. We're going to bring it to you live. Chris Carroll, your race leader right now. Philip Van Vliet brought it down pit side under that commercial break. And we still think that Chris Carroll, Brad Lawson, Brian Dees, Corey Rutherford all still at the pit. Dalton Kilrose's iffy. Same with Mark Arthur. He's questionable as well whether he can make it. But I think the rest of these guys need to pit one more time.
As we was talking through that commercial break, Sam, we was discussing this fuel strategy and these guys that maybe Mark and Dalton are the only two that can finish this race without having to make that other stop. A caution would help everybody out except, of course, Mark and Dalton. So this thing's still got a long way to go to play out.
Dalton just got around the number 5 of Corey Rutherford right there. So put Dalton up in the 4th. I'm wondering if Dalton maybe thinks, hey, I don't think I can make it. Better just start going hard now because he's looking to the inside of the lap car at Tom Roscoe right now.
So I just happened to click on Van Fleet again in that 89. He did take tires on his last pit stop. He just did. We know Van Fleet can finish this race where he's at. But it's going to depend on the other 10 guys up in front of him.
So right now, Chris Carroll is your race leader. Last pit on lap 184. So again, Chris Carroll's definitely going to have to pit. Brad Lawson, again, probably going to have to pit. Brian Dees. Dalton Kilroy last pit on lap 190. And our fuel window, again, ladies and gentlemen, was 40 to 45 laps. So with Dalton pitting on lap 190, that's going to be cutting it very, very close.
Rutherford back here in that 5 car, having troubles with the 1 car. I hear him out there talking, trying to talk to him, and as the 12 runs up on the 5 of Rutherford.
Mark Arca looking underneath Corey. He's going to get around him pretty quickly there. Made quick work of him there. Mark Arthur up in the 4th, trying to run down Dalton now.
We said something about them saving fuel. Mark Arthur is definitely not saving fuel at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think
he's still
Dalton
got 20
either.
laps to go.
Chris Carroll still your race leader. Just crossed the line, 20 laps to go this time.
Brad Lawson almost 3 seconds behind first place Chris Carroll. And we know Carroll will most likely have to pit again.
Yeah, and right now it looks like that last time by, Lawson ran a 25.7 to Dalton's 25.5. So Dalton is running a little bit quicker, about 2/10 quicker right now than Brad. And again, Brad still has to pit one more time. As it looks like, as I say that, Corey Rutherford, he's bringing it down pit side, Terry.
Must be time for his gas.
He's thinking he's not going to make it, so he's going to come down, fill it back up, and get back out there. Try and short pit these guys who still have to pit yet.
I don't know about you, Sam, but right now, I don't think I would be betting on a caution right now. The way these guys are getting them all stretched out, I think we're going to go green to the end.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like here, Terry. It definitely looks like we're going to get green flag racing to the end. As you said, everybody's spaced out. It's very, very unlikely to get a caution right now, unless someone loops it coming off pit road. But even then, we know how finicky Rockingham can be with throwing yellows.
As the 5 car I'm watching comes back up, Corey did take tires on that run right there, on that pit stop, I should say. He got in full tank of fuel as he works his way around the 46 of Fred Thompson.
Corey Sherman managed to get his way back up into PA right now, but he probably still has to make one more pit stop. The last pit on lap 183, but sitting P8 right now. And Philip Van Vliet, the Dutchman, sitting in 6th. We know he can make it on fuel.
Van Fleet showing 1 lap down, but Paul Ellison in the 55 is also 1 lap down in front of Van Fleet. That's a long way for Van Fleet to go to catch Ellison.
Speaking of catching, we got Mark Arthur.
Chris Carroll just called out his pit, Sam.
Now Mark just got to the back bumper of Dalton here, Terry. Might be the race for the win right here.
I just clicked on the 41. I don't know if you've seen it, but he is blinking.
Yeah, Mark's doing everything he can, trying to get around him.
Doing everything but pushing him.
And Dalton is your race leader as of right now. Chris Carroll and Brad Lawson have brought it down pit side. So this is the battle for the race lead right now with 14 laps to go. Got to keep an eye on this. It looks like Dalton finally has turned it back on. I think he was saving a little bit there before Mark got to him. Mark looking to the
Van
top
Fleet
side.
right back up to him.
Yeah, he's sitting in third, but he's 1 lap down. So he's got to get around these guys and make it around one more time. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. Oh, Mark Arthur gets into the back of Dalton. Dalton's going to save it. Philip Van Vliet trying to get around these guys. Mark is a little loose coming out of turn 4. Phillips to his outside. And Phillips is trying to get a lap back right now. Mark again getting to the back bumper of the 41.
Van Fleet was like, guys, let's let me get around you. You can hash this out later.
Yeah, if I was Dalton, I'd probably just breathe the gas a little bit. Try and get clear of that 89. Yep, so you can slot back right up in front of that number 12. Mark looking to the inside, going down in turn 1. $11 laps to go. Dom Kilroy holding on to the race lead right now. Mark Arthur trying to get around him. We're going to keep the camera on this.
Making you wonder, Sam, if Mark is not trying to make Dalton use up fuel.
You know, I would imagine that's what he has to do, right? I mean, the real question is, can they both make it? They're really pushing it. 10 laps to go, though, this time by.
Mark looking to the outside of the 41. Do you want to do it on the high side?
Dalton not going to give it up, though. He's got a good run through the center of the corner here. Side by side coming out of turn 4.
Mark had a good run of coming off of 4 right there. Got a little bit faster. Going to push Dalton down to the bottom a little bit, make him back up.
Yeah, Mark's got a great run on that high side. He's going to be able to clear him coming off turn 2. Give the race lead back to Mark Arthur.
As Chris Carroll in that 24, there he comes into view. He's going to get around both these guys most likely.
Big loose right there, so it had to check up him and Chris Carroll right there. He got loose for the center of the corner, pushing the heck out of that 41 machine, trying to get back up to the back bumper of Mark.
Chris Carroll in that pit stop a few laps ago was able to get tires on that car, so he's going to be super fast, but I don't think he's fast enough to make up 7 laps.
Yeah, he's got to get back around in 7 laps. As you see the gap right there, Mark Arthur coming around, taking 7 laps to go this time by. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Right now, only your first 4 are on the lead lap. Everybody's just trying to get their lap back because Mark and Dalton did not pit one more time.
I mean, if either one of these guys got a pit, that'll put Van Fleet right up into the lead. I think Carroll isn't too far behind Van Fleet.
Mark looking to the inside of lap car, Tom Morosco. Thought Morosco might have maybe held up Mark there a little bit, trying to help his teammate. Dalton trying to run him back down, though.
But now Dalton's got a teammate up there, maybe try to help him a little bit out. And Ty Morosco now number 1.
Yeah, it actually looks like Morosco got behind Mark. But now he's trying to race him to maybe try and slow down that number 12. Five laps to go this time by, going down the back straightaway. It's going to be 4 laps to go once they come out of turn 4 this time.
Chris Carroll did make it around Philip Van Fleet to take over that 3rd spot. But like you said, Sam, now we're back about 4 laps to go. No way Carroll can catch these 2 guys unless they pit.
And as we just thought, Tom Roscoe to the outside.
I think he actually scrubbed the wall right there, Sam, going into that turn.
Yeah, but now we got Brian Dees trying to get around Dalton. 3 laps to go this time by.
Brian Dees being showing the first car a lap down in that 17 car, trying to work his way up around the 41 of his teammate Dalton Kilroy.
It's really interesting that he's doing that. I mean, Dalton's trying to run down Mark and get a race win here, and Brian said, "I don't care. I'm trying to get my lap back." 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks in the air for the number 12 of Mark Arthur.
I just have to jump in the car with Dalton Kilrow. I don't believe he's saving any fuel whatsoever.
Yeah, you can at this point. Brian D's looking to the inside of the number 12 of Mark Arthur here, getting his lap back. Out of turn number 4, though, it's going to be white flag presented by Priority Auto here at Rockingham.
Now his teammate's going to help out teammate here, slow that 12 down to that 41 and get around him.
Doesn't look like it. It looks like he's just going to go ahead and pull away down the back straightaway for the final time for the number 12. Through turns 3 and 4. He was able to save enough fuel through a couple of stints. Mark Arthur out of turn number 4, give the win to the number 12, Mark Arthur.
Mark Arthur takes home another win. That's his second, I believe, or his third, maybe?
I believe it's only his second.
Okay, then Dalton Kilrow coming out third. Chris Carroll with that crazy pit strategy tonight brings it home in third. Phil Van Fleet, Mr. Golden Banner of TNA Motorsports, gets a 4th place. Brian Dees rounds out the top 5.
Go ahead and see if Mark even has enough fuel to burn it down here tonight. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Arthur, your race winner. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. When we come back, post-race interviews. Stick around.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Shut up and sit down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back live here on True Sim Productions, and I believe Terry has caught up with our 3rd place finisher, Chris Carroll. Terry, you got him.
Hey, Chris, Sam, and Terry, you got us?
Yes, sir.
Man, what a hell of a run out of that 24 tonight. First and foremost, Did you mess up on your first pit stop and not take tires?
Well, I double stinted the first set, and coming to the third pit stop, I was going to take tires, and I double checked them twice. Once down the front, once down the back, and it didn't give me any tires. It just gave me fuel. So I had to do like 120 something laps on one set of tires there. I do not know what is wrong with iRacing lately, but it's been happening a lot.
Well, that was kind of a discussion Sam and I have, and maybe you forgot to push the button or something happened. But walk us through your race, man. I mean, awesome job out of that 24, going back like you did and coming back up and getting third.
Well, I mean, I could take tires on every stop after that. I knew I was behind the 8-ball and I couldn't hold back. I just ran as hard as I could for 120 laps there to see where I could get. I was hoping for a caution. I knew if I had a caution, I had a chance to win. But I mean, I'm sweating like a pig, Terry. I don't think I've ever driven that hard in a race, but I made up a lot of spots, and we got a decent finish out of the deal after that. I wish iRacing would fix this. About 3 months ago it started. There's a bunch of us having trouble with it not giving us tires and fuel and stuff. So it's a tough deal, man. It sucks when you race your guts out, and that's the culprit, you know?
Yeah, I get you, man. I been able to get on mine for a minute, so I don't know what's going on. I haven't checked it, but awesome run out of the 24. Who you got on there to thank, buddy?
I got to thank you guys for the broadcast and Five Kings Motorsports. They do a lot for me, and always got to thank USAFirearms.com. Brian Zimmerman powers his car, and he gets me in any race I want to get in. I got to thank all the Pit Lizard boys, all the sponsors of this series, everybody out there, all my friends and family that watch, and everybody that loves racing, that loves this sim.
All righty, buddy. Talladega next week. Any thoughts on that?
Well, it can't go any worse than Rockingham, so I think it's an improvement for me, Terry. We'll go get them there.
All right, buddy. Chris Carroll, we'll put you back down to your teammates there, and good luck, and maybe we'll get to talk to you next week.
Thanks, sir. Hopefully.
That was Chris Carroll, driver the number 24, coming home in third place tonight. And while Terry was interviewing him, I managed to catch up with our second place finisher, Dalton Kilroe, driver the number 41 at Sam and Terry in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, we watched you and Mark pretty much all night. We saw you both were kind of saving fuel there. When did you realize you could make it the rest of the way? Because we thought you were going to be cutting it close, especially, but we thought Mark could maybe make it. So kind of walk us through your race there.
Yeah. Well, I knew when that caution came out and it was just outside the fuel window, I knew it would be close regardless, and I knew Mark would be thinking the exact same thing. So I was just kind of trying to figure out what I needed to do to run a decent speed around the track and still be able to save a little bit. And, you know, I was doing about the same thing all the way up till about 15-20 laps to go when Mark got to me, because I knew as soon as he got to me there wasn't really much more I could do. And by the time he was there, I was like right on the number. So it was close for me. I knew shortly after he came out of the pits he was saving just a little bit, but then he started to close that gap. And I will say, I really wish that if it had just been like the two of us and there hadn't been some lap traffic in between, but I know that's part of racing. But still, it's frustrating that the hole got opened up by a lap car and then time got lost to, for both of us from guys just being in bad places at bad times.
Well, you still managed to bring it home in second, so good points tonight. We have an off week next week, but we go to Talladega for the regular season finale. How do you feel about Talladega?
Crapshoot. We'll have to see kind of what happens there. I know for me, I'm probably just going to ride in the back and just take it easy. See what happens, who I can try to help get a win, get into the playoffs. I know it's going to be crazy, especially for the drivers right on the bubble. So we'll have to see kind of what happens there. But I'm just looking for a decent result there.
All right, man. last but not least, who you got to thank on that 41?
Got to thank Daddy-O's Barbershop, Michael Falk Racing Designs, everybody else at MFRD Racing. Got to thank Savage Eyes Apparel, CJR Graphics, Priority Auto, Butt Kicker, TRJKarting.com. You guys for doing the broadcast for us, and everybody else at Blazing Pedals for making the league what it is.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations on the second place finish. We'll let you guys celebrate with your team, and we'll see you here in a couple weeks at Talladega.
10-4, thank you.
This is driver the number 41, Dalton Kilrow. And Terry, while I was talking to him, I think he caught up to our race winner.
Yes, sir.
You got him.
Mark got us.
I got you.
Hell of a run out of that 12, buddy. That was really cool to watch. I know at one point you was up there, I know every bit of 7 to 8 seconds in front of second place. I don't remember who you was racing at that point, but it's about mid-race. Walk us through this thing tonight, man. Especially this little bit you had there at the end with Dalton.
Yeah, I hate it when I get out of big league like that because, right, everybody knows I make the setup. But, you know, honest to God, I literally put maybe 30 laps into making each setup, you know, unless it's a big track or a road course. I put 15 laps in at Pocono, and I put, I think, 20 or 30 laps into making this setup. And I do it on purpose, right? I do it on purpose so I don't have more time on the setup than anybody else, really. I don't practice all week. You know, my work schedule is same as yours. We really can't work. We can't practice all week. And I purposely don't practice these setups until Sunday. And the official setup practice that Corey puts up, that's when I start practicing. And I don't know, something just clicked with me in this setup. You know, it was good. I just hate getting out to leads like that. Again, you hear the whispers, right? Because it's my setup, but you all know how I build a setup. It's not for me. It's usually pretty neutral and racy is what I look for, not speed. And, you know, but I don't know. It was fast. I think Chris Carroll, had he not had the problems, he was the one that I was worried the most about, right? Because he stuck right with me and was right on my tail right there before we all had to pit. And then he had the issues. I didn't know what went on with him, right? Because he came out and I thought I ran a good pick on him with Fred. And I was like, well, I got by him. And I said, and then he started dropping back. I looked down and it was like 3 seconds and like 2 or 3 laps. I was like, what the heck? So I thought he might have had a problem in pit or something, or had a speeding penalty or something. I didn't know what was going on. But yeah, I mean, it was fun. I'm glad my mom and sister got to watch it. Like I say, if it was anybody else, I probably would have pulled into pits being dominant like that, but can't let Dalton win on fuel miles race. Crazy.
Well, to let you know about Chris Carroll, he double setted his first set of tires. When he come in to do his next pit stop, he said he pushed a button twice to change tires. iRacing never seen the button being pushed, I guess. Yeah. So he had to run a third stint on them tires. So that's what happened to Chris.
Little tip for Chris. I got mine on a button box too, but and I'll look up and I'll see it say right front, left front, whatever for all your tires from the chat window when it comes up. So I still go to that tire box just to make sure they're checked every time. I'm like, let me make sure that shit is checked, because you know sometimes we forget, right? We uncheck them because we're thinking, well, maybe there'll be a quick caution. I don't want to go in and accidentally have them to where they change it. So I'm going to check them and then we forget. So every time I'm coming into pits, man, whether I've hit it or whatever, I go to that black box and say, yep, they're checked. So we're good. And half the time I leave that black box up while I'm going down pit road, you know, just to make sure it don't clear them when I enter the pits, or, well, you know how our racing is, man. Never know what it's going to do.
Well, one thing I do want to ask you about, as we was watching the end of this come alive, you got behind Dalton. It looks like you may have touched him just a bit. Was that?
Oh, I knocked the hell out of him. I didn't mean to.
Okay, I was going to ask that question.
Yeah, he was. So I don't know. I don't know if he was still trying to save a little bit or what was going on there, but it was, and it's my fault, right? I run into him, but it was like his entry was like really like early, like he was slowing way down entering the corners, and I was like, oh shit. And I kind of knocked the hell out of him that one time. And
we're still live, Mark.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that's not a bad word, but anyway. No, he I don't know. I saw Wellman came. I knew Wellman was on tires, right? I don't want Wellman racing me, right, when I'm in second place. So I let Wellman go. Figured, well, Wellman to get up there and either he'll rough Dalton up or he'll get underneath Dalton, and then I can follow him because I knew I was faster than Dalton. And then Wellman got underneath him, and I got underneath him, got greedy on the fuel and got a little sideways, and Dalton got me back. And then I think from there he was just running real defensive, I guess. I don't know if he was trying to mess my line up or if that was just his line. He might have been trying to, head game me and mess my entry up a little bit so I couldn't get the run off. I don't know. But, it all worked out in the end.
Well, good run out of the 12. Who do you got to thank on that tonight?
Well, of course, MF Racing Design for always making the meanest looking paint on the track with the 12s, and Butt Kicker, trjkarting.com. What's it, CJR Graphics?
Yes.
Michael Falk Graphics, I already said, and Savage Edge Racing Designs for doing all that they do. And I thought about something else tonight too, because I hate, again, I make the setups. I hate being dominant like that. I think, to be fair, I think that we should run iRacing setups for the playoffs. That way nobody can say anything, and it's even Stevens once the playoff starts. And it is what it is, right? So I think that would be the most fair.
It's something to discuss at an admin meeting tonight, because I know
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
we definitely got something to look at here once we end the broadcast. So I'd bring it up.
Yeah, I just want to be fair, and I don't want the whispers, of it's because it's his setups, and if I was to win a championship or top 3 or whatever, I just don't want it to be. I want it to be fair for everybody, right? That's what I look for.
Well, anyway, we'll get you back down there, bud. Congratulations on that win tonight. That's your second one this year in Talladega in 2 weeks, so we'll see you there.
Unfortunately, we'll see you there.
All right, bud.
All right.
That was Mark Arthur, driver number 12. Race winner here
Man,
tonight.
Is he long-winded or what?
Oh, I tell you what. But it's okay. Race results up on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to do it for us here tonight on True Sim Productions. We have an off week next week, but be sure to catch us the following week, same time, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time for Talladega. Should be a good one. I hope to see you all there. And I want to thank everybody for coming out and watching, as always, and joining me and Terry on a Sunday night to watch the Blazing Pedals trjkarting.com Arca series. That's going to do it for us. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.